So in just the last month, we've seen $10 million stolen from the royalty pool by a fraudster. 135,000 deepfake tracks polluting our platforms, and $1 billion tech company that's caught red-handed by stealing our lyrics just to train their machines to replace us. That's right, folks. AI is back in the news, and man, there's a lot to talk about. Before we dive into the most recent news, let me kind of go through from 2025 to now some of the news stories that have come out about AI, and let's talk through this. So starting in late 2025, that's when we had the Warner Music and Suno legal AI partnership that they got together, and that was in November of 2025. Warner Music reached a $500 million settlement with Suno, creating a new legal path for licensed AI music. Also in late 2025, we had the AI-created track that went viral but hits legal issues, and that was that I Run track that took off from TikTok and charted, but it was pulled from streaming platforms due to copyright issues. Then just last month, February 2026, Billboard published a top AI music company list highlighting businesses shaping the future of AI music creation and rights protection. Also in February 2026, the Suno and UMG buddy-buddy agreement started to not go so well. Suno started to publicly criticize UMG. And then just last week, Deezer revealed that in 2025, about 80% of AI-generated streams on its platform were fraudulent, which forces them to have new detecting tools and royalty protections for artists. Then on March 21st, a North Carolina man pleaded guilty to generate thousands of fake songs and bots that stream those songs billions of times, creating earnings of over $10 million in fraudulent royalties. This is one of the first, and hopefully not last, AI-relevant music industry convictions. And just the day before that, on the 20th, Sony removed 135,000 AI deepfake tracks. And they did so only after industry pressure. But then just today, the day that I am recording this, on March 24th, major publishers, including UMG, filed a federal lawsuit that stated that Anthropic's AI, Claude, illegally used copyrighted songs and produced derivative lyrics, challenging whether AI training is part of fair use. So there's a lot to digest there, but stick with me here, guys, and we can break down what all of this means for us. Does this mean the end of the music industry? So if you're like me and you believe to be an artist, you need a pulse, you need a soul, you need to have experiences in life that you can actually share through your music, today is a good day. It finally feels like we're fighting back against this AI monster. Now look, I'm not trying to bash all AI. I like AI. I think ChatGPT is great. When my son asks me questions that I don't know, I can easily go and find the answer for him. But it's a tool, and it should not replace humans. With groups like Bandcamp standing up and banning any song that's been fully created by AI, I think that's a great first step. We need more organizations doing that. I also heard that Apple Music is going to put tags on AI music so that you can tell that it's an AI-generated song versus a song made by a human. And obviously, I invite all you guys and myself to stream only human artists. So let's start by talking about the big piece of news here, guys. And that's that US music publishers are finally taking a stand against AI stealing lyrics and music. Here's the reality, guys. Anthropic's chatbot Claude didn't just learn how to write lyrics. It was fed our copyrighted songs, the words that took us months to write, so that it could spit out derivative garbage that looks like our music. They're claiming fair use. I call it digital shoplifting. If this lawsuit goes the way that it should, it sets a massive precedent globally. You cannot build $1 billion AI empire on the backs of artists that you don't pay. But wait, there's a companion story that proves that labels are actually getting scared. The UK government just reversed a plan that would have allowed tech firms to scrape copyrighted music and AI training without permission. But creators, real writers and artists stood up and said, no, this Reverse decision is a massive win. It's the first sign that governments are realizing that automating culture will kill human creativity. This next one makes me a little angry, and not just because this guy's from North Carolina. While you were writing, while you were in the studio, while you were working hard, sweating over your mix, working with somebody, studying, trusting, working hard, being vulnerable to share your personal experiences, someone was setting up a robbery. It's really crazy, this story with this North Carolina guy. Like, it's the largest AI music fraud conviction in history. Now, granted, AI hasn't been around that long, but it's just crazy how he did this. Thousands of audience-less songs, and then he set up a network of bots to stream them billions of times and earned $10 million in fraudulent royalties. Now, the thing that makes me the angriest about this wasn't new money he created. He stole this directly from the royalty pool that pays artists and producers and songwriters like you and me. And this falls perfectly in line with the information that Deezer just shared, that it revealed a pretty terrifying stat that in 2025, they found 80% of all of the streams on AI-generated tracks were fraudulent. Think about that. 80% of all AI music that's out there, and there's a lot right now, unfortunately, is fraudulent streams and fake people. I guess that's kind of a good sign too, because it means a lot of people like you and me are not listening to AI. And maybe that's a sign that people don't really like it. And then Sony removing 150,000 AI deepfake tracks. So these are tracks that they use clone voices of Beyonce and Justin Timberlake, etc. And then they release these songs on streaming services. Basically, they're profiting from other people's voices and their talent. I mean, it seems like labels are pushing for better labeling, but I would argue that we need a total ban on likeness theft. That's ridiculous. I wouldn't be happy if somebody stole my voice and was making a bunch of songs out of it. And then you never know what they're going to say. And that brings us to the track that we saw late last year. A track called I Run, which took off on TikTok. It looked like people loved it because they thought it was this new viral artist. But it was pulled from every platform because the vocals crossed the legal lines. It shows that there is real-world consequences to this AI stuff, guys. Which is great for real artists, producers, mix engineers, people that really work hard on their craft and the art. A viral hit with no soul and no humanity can be deleted in a second. Our identity, our sound, our writing style, our voice are the most valuable property we have. We cannot let ourselves be licensed or deepfaked for the profit of these giant corporations. We're going to just have to be very careful, though, as we move into the future. Because as it seems from some of the new things that's coming out, I think it's looking a lot better for artists and musicians. But still, some of the stuff like the Suno and the UMG partnership, that doesn't bode well for us or artists, and I hope it continues to break down and wither. When I'm talking with artists that I'm working with, I don't tell them not to use technology. I tell them not to let technology use them. Because anything that it creates might be public domain tomorrow. I think it's okay to use AI to bounce ideas off of, or concepts, or as a thesaurus if you're looking for a specific word. So what does all this mean for artists in the future? I think it bodes well for us, honestly. Some of the recent news is really good, and I hope that it continues on that path. And I invite all of you guys just to do what you can do out there as artists, singers, musicians, producers, to support your fellow artists and to look away from any of the fake AI stuff out there, the streaming stuff. Don't look at it. Don't engage with it. And this is just a trend. And eventually, we're going to look back and laugh about how we thought AI could actually take over music. Because when it all comes down to it, what really is music? It's a created human connectedness that comes from the shared experiences, and that creates relationships between us as humans with people we don't even know that love a song that we like. So this is the state of music in 2026. If you believe human creativity is worth protecting, like this video and subscribe. Does the recent news make you happy or sad? Does it give you any more hope? Pop your thoughts down in the comments. And no matter what, keep making music.